Oh, and these people from another server who I'm really good friends with, they let me because I was talking about how Tavon, he's in the server, in that server, and he literally only shows up whenever Danny isn't riding his dick. And then this girl who has a friend, she was like, "Why is he even still here? Steph, ban him!" And I was like, "Oh, well, okay, why ban him?" And she said, "Cause he exists."
That's a perfectly legit reason. Just ban them because they exist.
Yep, it's exactly what happened, and it was hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh, and oh my god, I mentioned your name around Danny, and Danny was like, "No, I don't want to talk about her," and I was just like, someone,
my
sorry.
name.
I mentioned Kirk name around Danny, and Danny was like, "No, I don't want to talk about her," and I was just like, "You're
I'm pretty sure they don't want to talk for a fucking second." And you know what?
It's
I still have that trump card.
I would like to point out
that he got banned from too.
I would love to point out really simply that my name has been in a lot of people's mouths this last 2 weeks. I don't know why, but it was the Surging Quest little idiots, and then
I've been calling them this.
Then the Fleetway guy, he had my name in his mouth, and then now you brought up me to Danny. He's like, I don't want to talk about her. No, I'm either like really super cool, like everybody knows me as, or I'm like this, like I really do state myself. I can be a real dick, and unfortunately, these are the people that have found out the hard way that if you do me wrong or you do something to hurt friends of mine, I'm gonna come at you like that because I don't even know what it is. I would think that after like months down the road or whatever, people would forget about me. But for some reason, even like a year or two down the road, people are going, "Yeah, I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to talk with her. No, we're not bringing her up." Or they bring up something that's complete bullshit about me without bringing it to my face because it's like they're a bunch of like scared little children. But my name is.
That's what they're doing to us.
Yeah. It's like the whole thing that happened with that server before it went down. My name was still in their faces, and they hadn't dealt with me in 6 months to almost a year, most of them, and I'm still being talked about. I mean, seriously, think about this. I must have made that much of an impression on people to make them whatever, hate me, like me, dislike me, whatever their little pissy reasons are for disliking me, hating me, whatever, or the ones that do like me, Shadow Knight followed.
Honestly, here's
Hi,
the funny
Shadow.
thing. Whenever I hold Shadow.
Yeah, keep going. Keep it.
But whenever I first joined their little set of fourth server of the Surging Quest, most everyone, because they realized how I was right and they were all wrong. But there was two so far that I've known of. There's three, but the third one is always he just isn't there, anyways. But there's two people who I know for a fact hate me and have the audacity to say it. There's this one guy, and he decided to say, "You need to earn." And so I casually just threw my coat off and said, "I don't need to do squat."
No.
And then there's this other girl who said, "Fine, she can be in the server. Fine, she can be in the server and screw up again." And I was like, "Again? What do you mean, again? When did I screw up happen?"
Hey, Shin. Welcome to the stream.
Especially when they're...
What's up?
Oh, I'm feeling heated again.
Thank you, Shadow. Thank you for the late happy birthday.
I'm getting heated again.
Hello, stream.
Honestly, ever since I got banned from that server, I've just been kind of hanging out, and whenever Yaka came to me and told me that I was right, I was just like, it was kind of obvious. This is literally the fourth server. That's the funniest thing, actually. My boyfriend broke up with because I thought that the server was going to go to shit, and he didn't. That's literally something. And so I thought it was funny that because here's the thing, here's another funny thing. He came back to me day of that I was told that the server went to shit, and he came back to me and said, "Sorry, you were right all along. I should have pulled my head out of my ass." And I was like, "Yeah, you really should have." Is this so?"
And you know, without naming any names,
It's like a total bit.
without naming any names, the funny thing about it is when he showed up, when I was before Mollis put me aside to actually talk it out, dude, he somehow didn't remember who I was. I'm not gonna mention the reason why, but I just found that
why
not enough to make me cool down. But it's like, wait, really?
Here's the thing, Sonic. I know why. He apparently took edibles for a while and then claimed that he did anything. But recently I got info from a close friend that he lied about not remembering anything. I have to hear about because he talked about it so often. And whenever you have to live with having the little of being forgotten or forgetting, how is that supposed to impact me, sir? When you're talking about it,
Honestly, that wouldn't be on my priority. I was just full of seething rage and anger.
That was me earlier.
But luckily, yeah. No, honestly, if my time, I really could have went off on them and not give any fucks. But he did, as you know what? Since he wasn't responsible, I'm feeling a little more calm. No, the rest of them, no, I'd burn them alive.
I find it funny because when go force me to prom, and the thing I do when I get the first thing I do whenever I get there is like we told Avon Star, and then I say, I find it funny that I was even though and Danny's first.
Place your bets.
Yeah.
You think's gonna cheat for
Somehow.
Are we experiencing technical difficulties? We are. That was a fight. How do you? And my wife. Oh, goodbye. And disconnected. What? Yeah, and then I came back. No, that was definitely me.
That was me.
Yeah, it was definitely me. My family went, ta-da!
Excuse you.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it did catch that shadow. It did. I had a Wi-Fi update. I don't know. It's the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
On the mix of emotions towards specific people who have full trust in me was apparently milestone rising, and then apparently working on trusting me, and then there are people who just have neutral feelings. They don't really care.
Aw, Vissy's hosting. Thank you, Vissy.
We give our thanks to you, Missy.
I love the Vissies. So I guess like the first thing I would want to bring up, like, it was today's little episode of the whole stupidity of this. Well, I mean, come on. Why are all these kids seriously so set and determined to believe that they have to end their lives? They're under 18, they're living at their family's home. They have to worry about school, homework, good grades. being socially acceptable to people, what right do they feel like they have to end their lives? I mean, if they're terminally ill, like that kind of thing, I can understand like a solid reasoning there. But just because you have to deal with homework and you choose to sit on your ass and play on your computer more than actually talk to people and make friends real, like right next door kind of like friends, you really have no reason to end your life. And this girl going off today was just completely stupid. Oh, I know Vissy's a good streamer. I love Vissy.
I only saw...
I was answering Shadow.
I only saw two reasons as to why she claimed that. One, because her dad was apparently cheating, and because her friends were. Boy, what?
I'm sorry, but right there, her dad cheating has nothing to do with her. So why was she taking such a personal affront that she's got to end her life because they're okay? So her reasoning was that I caught was they're going through a divorce. They're constantly fighting. So if she ends her life, that'll make them stop fighting. No, you have to be the most selfish, self-centered, entitled little brat to ever think that taking your life is going to stop what other people are doing. Yeah, you're going to stop them and probably end up killing one of them. Yeah, it's
honestly,
like
opinion. The main. Are you gonna go? Or what?
I was gonna. Vissy just commented. Vissy just commented and said that everybody's echoing, but I'm fine. And yeah, most kids, 100 problems, 99 of them don't exist. Exactly. And then Shadow was like, I'm 18 and lost my mom. But my friends keep me happy and I try to help as much as possible.
Here's the most annoying part for me. One, the fact that she even started saying that she had to suicidal thoughts. Like, why like a poster board for everyone to see? Like, okay, well, yes, you have fake depression. How do you feel? And two, I was so embarrassed to be a 15-year-old talking to a 14-year-old about that. Embarrassing to me, just because it felt so annoying to have to know that people in my generation are sad dying with this kind of things. Like, I don't like having to know that my generation is doing that. It's annoying. It's embarrassing to have to know that, like, honestly, I feel honored to know that I can hang around a bunch of you guys who are all like adults and stuff and have to see me idiotic like that, yet you still talk to me as if I'm some kind of...
I treat you with the maturity that you show me. And you have shown that you have a more level head and a better sense of maturity than a lot of these little kids that these 13, 14, 15, hell, some of these 18-year-olds I've talked to on here. You've shown more maturity than them. And that's why I treat you the way that I do and why I talk to you, because I know that you're not trying to sit there and be like this girl was today, or like that one guy that we all seem to like lately. You actually showed that maturity level. For me, that's a nice thing, because it's good to hear somebody other than my own kids who actually understand that their generation is crap. My son has even told me, I am very disappointed in my generation, Mom. Completely disappointed. Because he can't understand it either, why his generation feels like they had to why they felt they had to take their own life. He's like, there's so much out there worth living, and they're not even...
The conversation that...
Oh, the thing from today? No, he did work, and he was working and doing other things, so he didn't see it. I said, hi, Golden. Golden joins us for the stream chat. But with this girl, she just she's just saying how much she wanted to die. She wanted to die. She's questioning her own life. And it's like, if people really knew, like, what I go through, yeah, please feel free to tell me about how your whole life is so miserable. When all you got to worry about is school and homework and, yeah, divorce. Okay, my mom divorced both my brother's dads. And I never got to even meet my dad, so did I turn out too bad? I don't think I did. You know? I understand people go through problems, but when you're talking to somebody like me, who every day that I wake up and I take a breath, and I suffer really bad fibromyalgia, so I'm constantly in pain. I've got all kinds of health issues. I got a life-threatening blood disease that I'm not in remission for right now. And when I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is go, I don't care if I'm 100% pain level for that day. I'm alive, and I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm drawing a breath, and my better half is not waking up to me in a pool of blood dead. And then I come on here, and I see all these little damn kids running around going, I just want to end my life because it's so hard. And I'm going, you haven't even lived yet. You don't pay bills. You don't have to buy food. You don't have to worry about raising a child unless you're stupid and can't close your legs or keep your dick in your pants. You don't have to worry about mortgages or house payments or trying to figure out jobs and shit like that. You know, you don't know what real life is like, and you're living in your mommy's house with mommy and daddy taking care of everything for you, and you want to die. That just makes me sit there and go, well, what the fuck am I fighting so hard for? Why am I fighting so hard to live?
Honestly, I have two things to say that.
Oh, I was just saying, why am I fighting so hard to live when all these goddamn kids want to die? Do I have to look forward to that when my granddaughter gets older? Go for it.
Oh, God. As I've said already 2 times, that's just, to me, it's just 100% true. You are literally the living definition of live your life because you do that. And it's like, you're like one of the few people who literally have to, like, action. It's not just like a fun little thing that you do because it's like, you literally have to do that. You do things like you hang out with your brother, you know, with us, and it's just, then you have to go and see that, and it's just like, it's embarrassing, it's annoying. And I've seen things, I've heard things from other people, I've witnessed things myself, I've lived through things myself. And you don't see me running around like, in my opinion, I don't even think you can say abuse can make someone want to die. There are people who have been abused, yet because they want to live a good life, and say they want to die because of the abuse, they want to live past that. They want to be better than...
Oh, no, you're fine, Shadow. Who left? Oh, Shin did. Oh, we lost the Shin. But yeah, so there was that whole episode today, and I think the thing that really, I mean, like, she trying to give me advice. It was like, I'm sitting there going, you're a minor trying to tell me how to live, and you want to die. Oh my goodness. You're telling me to go talk to my husband when my husband already had, I've already had 10 wonderful years with him. He understands everything. He has seen me at the door of death. He has seen me in the hospital bed with IVs sticking out of me and them telling me that my count is at fatal limits. He has had to drive me to a hospital worried to death that I'm going to die in his vehicle. Yeah, my husband knows more than anybody else in this world knows about things that I have gone through. And he sits there and he's like, the strongest person I know. Even though has the worst reactions in hospitals, he still is there for me. And for her to tell me to go talk to him because I need somebody to talk to, it's like, no, honey, I don't need anyone to talk to when I already have him to talk to and already have talked to him. I'm not going to sit here and blow up a server full. Okay, you have to understand when I say this, I'm not saying this in a bad way. A lot of you I have come to count as friends, and that's a strong word for me because I don't keep a lot of friends. I keep my circle small. But in like the big picture, I've not met you guys face to face. So you're still strangers to me. There's still aspects of my life you guys don't know about, and I'm not going to blow up a server full of strangers with my entire personal life. Nobody should be doing that. If you have... Love you too, Vissy. Yep. Gotta be up early for your headphones. Make sure you get them. Let me know. Show me them. But... What was I saying? Nobody should be honestly on here whining about their entire personal life to a server full of strangers. You know, because it's not like any of us can snap our finger and fix your problems. Nobody can snap their fingers and fix mine. Believe me, if that was possible, I'd be sitting there just like snapping my fingers all day long, fixing everybody's problems. Everybody's fixed. All right, you're fixed. You're fixed. You're fixed. It doesn't work like that. And I will always listen to anyone that needs a shoulder. But don't come pity partying me about really personal stuff and or your whole goddamn life cycle because I don't want to know it. I have enough of my own and my guys and my families to deal with. So that's where I stand on that subject. That's why you guys don't ever hear me using my, we'll count them, we'll just say it, they're disabilities. You don't hear me using my disabilities as what I call a crutch. I don't lean on them constantly. Oh, I have this wrong, or I'm autistic, or I'm bipolar, or I'm depressive. Guess what? If I am, what's it to anybody else? Yeah, I can sympathize with somebody better, but it doesn't mean I'm going to use it to gain everybody's sympathy, because I don't want it.
I mean, literally, like, sad for you, but then I, like, stop myself, because I'm like, she really doesn't need it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so I just... Yeah, so, like, whenever you talk about, like, whenever, like, you say that you're in pain or something, instead of just being, like, sad for you, that will help you get better. Because that's all you really need.
Well, this last week of pain, I really could have done without. But, you know, it's like, it's just, you have to understand, I was born with fibromyalgia, but back then they never could diagnose it at that. Fibromyalgia really didn't start coming out until more the 80s, late 80s into the 90s, when it started to actually started becoming named. And I grew up in pain all the time, where doctors would be like, oh, well, it's all in your head. There's no reason why you should be feeling this much pain. You're just trying to get attention. And I would have to suffer through this. But then I went to a neurologist who, they did that little EMG, the electromagnetic needles into different parts of your body. And by the time they got to my neck, I was in the fetal position, just like crying like a child. And he's like, there's absolutely no reason why you should be reacting like this, except for you are really in that much pain. And I finally got the diagnosis that helped me understand why I've been suffering for so long. But it's not something... Charlotte, thank you for following. it's not something that I've gone out and just told a whole bunch of people about, you know? My pain level is continuous. Pain medication barely touches me. But I don't use that. I just come in and you guys always hear me. I'm cheerful, cracking jokes. I get people going with, laughing and having a good time. And you guys don't know that day I could be just suffering so bad. But I would never let you guys know that. Because that's not why I come on here. I come on here so that I can spend the time with you guys and have a good time and forget about how much I'm hurting or how miserable I am or the next blood draw I have to get and worry about what my numbers are going to be like for that. I don't want to think about that stuff when I come on. That's why I love coming on, because it's like I get to talk to you guys. I get excited when like Steph tells me something cool. It's like, cool, man. Luna tells me something. It's like, oh my God, that's so awesome, Luna. I feel that for you guys, because honest to God, my only hope and prayer for being a pagan, my only hope and prayer in this world is that none of you ever have to experience the level of shit that has been dealt to me through my life and what I deal with now. I would never want that on anyone. And that's why I'm here. I come on because I enjoy being around you guys. You guys make me happy to talk to.
Aw, thank you.
You are so welcome, Bazooka.
How you say that? Glad to hear.
I thought you were gonna start crying.
No,
That's right. Shed a tear. It's all right.
Yeah, true.
Shed a tear. It's all good. Hey, all right. We've got Jesus here.
That's a good point.
Honestly, every time you talk about like me, it makes me feel a bit better. Just because, as you've heard just now, I hate my generation, and it's embarrassing. I have to hear from it.
My goodness, bro.
Yeah, he sounds really
Wow, Jesus, you need to come on, Jesus, pump your mic. Pump up that mic there, Jesus. So it's okay. So the joke is, for those of you in the stream, we have a gentleman who has just joined us. His name is Rori, but in his picture, or when he comes on camera, he has this most fabulous Jesus look. He really does. It's got the fabulous flowing hair, which, honest to God, if I had hair like that, I would have a fan on me so it was blowing like beautifully behind me. He just really looks like Jesus, so we just call him Jesus. Thank you, Shadow. I hope you have a good night, and thank you so much. I wish I could ignore all the pain, really. Honestly, Shadow. And some days are a little better than others, but a lot of days are not. But thank you for joining the stream. Did you fix your mic yet there, Jesus? No? Turn up your mic. But yeah, I'm glad I could give you guys a little bit of feels tonight. That's always a thing I like to do too. And I'm not just saying that to like make you guys like, oh, I'm not just saying that. I'm really honest to God, 100% mean it.
I mean, whenever I hear anything coming from any of you enjoying around us, it's just like, what? Because who would want to hang around our generation, my generation? That's wow.
It's weird, isn't it? Age gaps all over the place, and yet you find most comfort like hanging out with somebody as old as me. You guys all wonder why you call me mom.
I mean, I hang out with my dad a lot, and he's 43 going on 44.
Got him beat. I almost heard you, Jesus. A little bit louder.
Same.
Come on, dude. You walked around healing lepers. You can do this. Oh, let's... Sorry, I had to toss it in there. I had to get him. See that? It's perfect. It just sets it right up.
What?
Is he trying to talk? What's he doing? I heard a Jesus grunt. Oh my!
I hear it too.
Oh my goodness! He's almost there.
He's eating his mic. He's eating his mic at this point.
Just don't swallow it, dude. It's not a dick.
Oh my god! Angry grunts.
Angry Jesus grunts.
You're so close.
The only stream in the world where you're here. Angry Jesus grunts. What is going on with your mic, dude?
Turn the sensitivity up.
Doink.
And
Doink.
then he's gone.
And he's back. Jesus goeth and cometh.
Okay, apparently my head is right now.
It's slightly better.
It is slightly better.
Stop saying Karen. Karen is a racist term equivalent to the N-word for white women. What? Is an attempt to get women's right to stand. Gonna call a marriage?
God, give me a break with that. Give me a fucking break.
I want to speak to your manager.
Give me fucking names.
I want to speak to your manager.
I want to speak to your manager. Really?
Goddamn Karens.
Speak to these nuts.
Speak to these nuts.
It's
Oh, man, no.
Yeah, I actually heard that. Karen is a sexist and racist term equivalent to the N-word for white women. Calling a woman Karen is an attempt to get rid of a woman's rights to stand up for themselves. No, actually, the equivalent the equivalent of the N-word for a white woman is being called the C-word. And if you really want to start tacking, you really want to see her lose her absolute shit, put the F-bomb in front of it. Because I'm promising you, she will try to gut you with her nails. She will come at you like a harpy. I'm not even kidding. I have been called the C-word before, and that poor guy, he is lucky he made it out of the house away from me. Because, honest to God, I can handle being called a Karen, but you call me the C-word, and I will remove your dick and make you choke on it.
I gave Paul all sorts of things.
Oh, Pablo down there?
Don't call me Howard.
A what? A Pablo what now?
Oh, paralyzed demon is a paralysis demon is Pablo. I don't know why. She just keeps calling him Pablo, and maybe it is his name. I don't know. I never really. Truly asked your name, dude. So, but like Pablo, what she keeps calling you. So I was just like, okay, so he's Pablo.
At 7 in the morning, go wait. God, what is it? Bazooka. I need my rod mode.
Yeah, we need some housework done there, Pablo.
I told you.
God. And someone complains about that, I can fucking find
Oh, now wait a minute. The other pronunciation for Jesus is Jesus. I got some lawn that can be done. Jesus.
Why?
Do you love me?
No. I hate you.
God, I love Vine stuff. God. But yeah, we had a
Jesus love you.
Jesus doesn't love us right now. Probably thinks we're all insane. Oh, he's got us. He's muted and deafened, so he can't hear none of this. He's
he said he'll be back.
Oh, he'll be back. He ran away. The other day, honest to God, and I think it was actually you, Sonic, that said something to Maddie. But when we had that girl come into the server trying to say that what I'm doing in there is wrong, that humans can surpass dragons and all that other crap, and he called her a Karen.
Oh.
I really wish you'd left it alone because she honest to God, was acting like a Karen. Because that was my first response when she was. Yeah, you did, dude. You were like, not right now, or something like that to Maddie, and he deleted it. And I was like, no.
Oh,
yeah, because he called her a Karen.
I didn't tell him to delete it.
Well, he took it as.
I thought he was joking with that. Nah, not on top of jokes.
Dude, when she was telling me, the server owner, that I'm in the wrong, that's an instant you're asking for a ban. And I seen how she was talking, like being real condescending. You could see it in the way she was posting, real condescending and superior. Well, I'm sorry, you're talking to the wrong dragon there, lady. I will remove your boobs and shove them up your ass. Make your butt even bigger. I did put my foot to her ass. That was it. But she was Karen. She was being a real Karen. Telling us that she's going to create a character that can take out all the dragons. Come on. You're full of shit. What kind of level of arrogance do you have to come in and tell someone that everything they're doing is wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We've got a couple of those, though. Oh, and then today was the whole Fleetway thing. That one was entertaining.
I like it.
So, there was a rule put in place where if you have this certain role, you cannot message any of the mods or admins, because then it's considered harassment and it's an immediate ban. Well, once again, I hadn't said anything in the main chat, and he was posting up good morning to me, which was the last time I said anything in there was like hours before that. Didn't mean I was in there now. And all of a sudden, he's like, good morning, Chris, or whatever. You know, he calls me Chris, or calls me Goddess, or... Anyway, I didn't get him on that, which I consider is pretty much like stalking. I didn't get him on that. I got him on the rule. So, right after he posted that in there, he immediately jumps into my DMs and posted. And I very politely told him, you are in violation of this rule. And he got banned. So then he removed the message before I could catch the second screenshot on it. And later on, it was getting kind of questioned. Now, it wasn't like, well, what'd you do? Blah, 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 blah. It was, hey, did you get screenshots on this? And like I said, he deleted his message, so it looked like I was just throwing that he violated the rule at him and looked like I unfairly banned him when I didn't. Because honest to God, if I was going to ban people, there's a lot of other ones I would have went after long before his useless ass. But yeah, he got himself fairly banned, and so through the day it's been like sporadic little comments about him. Because I half expected him to go whining to somebody else that I unfairly kicked him out. Quite honestly, I don't understand him. Honestly, he'd been warned. That's just it. He was warned about it. It was the rules. You're supposed to learn the rules, and that's what a lot of people forget. They don't look at the rules because they think they're just for decoration. So when they get kicked out, automatically it's I didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, did you bother to actually remember the rules?
Yeah.
And Matt was sad about it because he's like, I wanted to get him.
Honestly, that's just God.
Well, how hard is it to follow the rules?
Apparently it's very challenging for him.
My thing is if the rules say don't do this, and you do it anyway, you obviously know you've broken the rule. So what makes you think that you're exempt from punishment? Welcome. Oh, is that actually Jesus this time? Oh my God, you fixed it. Oh, yay. Everybody on stream, this is Jesus. He has no divine powers other than fabulous hair. But even then, it's like... Oh, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys seen one of the last times he was on call with all of us. He actually showed his brother, who has fabulous Jesus hair, too. I'm so jealous of him. I'm jealous of them both.
In the boat, listen. Was his brother James or Judah? Because Jesus had two brothers, James and...
Oh, good point.
My family's very Christian. And we need to get very fearful right now.
We won't. You know what you need, dude? You really need a fan. You need a fan blowing on you, so every time you get on camera, your hair is blowing fabulously.
Yes, golden booze. Why?
You also need some like robes, like a toga. Make it fair.
I'm saying that, but I need to look that up as well.
I'm sorry for bringing back up like rants and stuff, but like I have to get this out. So there's this guy who had a really big crush on me. He was like 7'3". I hated him because he always made me very uncomfortable. So things I not want to hear, and he always made me feel incompetent. And today he decided to come into this after like ghosting it for a few days, and he was like, I want to die, kill me. And then he did me specifically and said, please end me. And I was just like, what the fuck? And so friends, since they knew I was upset about and I didn't want to talk to him, jumped in for me and started defending me and stuff. And they were just like, what? Why you want to die? Someone was like, I don't want to talk about it. And then one of my friends literally said, if you don't want to talk, even start saying things like that. Be broken in peace. Be broken in silence.
Others.
Be broken in peace.
Yeah, so she literally told him, be broken in silence. Yeah, so she said that to him because he was like, I got into a fight after that. And I was just like, alright. And I didn't want to be a part of it whatsoever. But nah, we honestly were got it at first, but not say anything to his face.
Mm-hmm.
But the second he pinged me, they all started getting his ass because they all know how I feel about him and how I don't like him whatsoever. Literally, he was very toxic and I didn't like it whatsoever. And it was annoying after hearing about that. And the funniest part was that whenever we were all getting up on him, I'm signing out of Discord. I like killed myself. And we were just like, oh, okay. And so then we started around thing. We kind of messed with him. We removed all of his power roles because he and stuff. So we removed literally all of his roles and muted him for a while. And he just kept on pulling this long act, and he remained online, and we were just like, you said you were gonna leave, yet here you are. And we all with him because we muted him, and we all started just massively pinging him because he decided before we muted him. He said, if I get added one more time, I'm going to fucking end all of you. And we just casually pinged him because we're great like that. And then he casually said that, and we were just like, alrighty then. I guess it wasn't really nice, but okay. Then he left the server because we all started bullying him. Bullying. He deserved it.
Oh, it's such a bull. It's so bullying.
I know, right? It's terrible whenever you bully sons of bitches who make everyone's day.
I like how people like I like how people sit there and they go, oh, well, I'm being bullied when... Okay, so, like, we'll go back to the day that we were... we all pick on each other. We've all admitted to that. We all have a good time with it. And then we had that one guy who, we won't mention names, that sat there and whined and cried that we were bullying him when we were just doing the same thing we do to each other. People like that.
Hey, this sounds very familiar.
Oh, you weren't part of that. Or wait, yeah, you were. You are in there. Yeah, that was over my Dragon's Abyss. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we all remember that day.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh no.
My own kid got in on that.
Boy.
But yeah, it's like people like that. The overly sensitive, and I'll just call it like it is, bunch of snowflakes. Seriously, if you're that super sensitive that you think just being like picked on, you whine that you want to be part of something, you want to be part of the group, but yet you whine when we start doing to you the same thing we do to each other. How do you think we're going to respond to this? If you're that overly sensitive that you think that every time somebody cracks a joke at you that you have to take it personal, the internet really is not for you. I suggest you go find your safe place away from the internet and just toss the damn electronics out the window. I don't understand people. I really don't. I've pretty much given up on most of the human race because all I ever hear now is people being offended, how everything offends them. Look at the cancel culture crap. They went after Pepe Le Pew. They went after someone is now trying to go after Speedy Gonzalez because it's a white journalist saying that Speedy Gonzalez is offensive to Mexicans. Half my Mexican friends think Speedy Gonzalez is hilarious. They went after Dr. Seuss. I can't. We've had this conversation. But yet the Grammys. But check this out. Okay, so check this out. The other night, the Grammys were on, and wow. Cardi B and whoever the fuck that other no talent bitch is, were doing sexual shit to the WAP song on a fucking purple bed on the stage, and then dancing on a fucking stripper pole shaped shoe with money raining down. Cause, hey, you know, that's fucking that's so much better than Looney Tunes that we grew up with. I'm sorry, but I never considered Pepe Le Pew to be rapish or anything like that. Cause let's talk about this. Penelope is
never did that.
No, he never did. Okay, so the cat's name is Penelope. Okay, he has loyally loved this cat for the entire time of Looney Tunes. Okay, it's always been Penelope. He's more fucking loyal than most men I know out here in the real world. Okay, let's talk about when the few episodes where she stalked him. Because there are a couple episodes of that. So should we start like banning her too? Seriously, Dr. Seuss books. It was okay for Michelle Obama to read to a bunch of kids, but all of a sudden now it's not okay because it's all a bunch of offensive material. I mean, come on. That's a whole big fat double standard right there. And I'm not racist in any form. I'm probably the most non-racist person you'll ever meet. But seriously, it's okay for this one particular person to read these books to a bunch of kids, but all of a sudden now it's suddenly offensive. It's got offensive material. We can't publish that anymore. You're so double standarding there. Let's see.
All you have to do for the images was update them. You just update the images. Keep the originals preserved somewhere. Just update and produce that version. That's it. History would still be preserved that way. Not literally just put them off the map like a damn stuff. All you have to do, just have an artist that could to an extent.
Yeah.
It's not be 100% perfect, but just update the images. Images.
Okay, give you a prime example. Disney, if you ever get to watch the original Fantasia movie, there are nipples on them girls in the mermaid in the centaur musical piece. There are nipples on.
Tell me what that is.
On what? What is? Oh, Fantasia is it okay? So it's basically I think it's like 3 or 4 pieces of music put together where they actually put a story to it, and like there's the Sorcerer's Apprentice, there's the pastoral scene with the Greek gods, the whole there's drinking, there's naked, half-naked centaurs. There's mermaids with chests uncovered. There's nudity. There's another one of I can't. That was Disney. Okay, you have to remember that was the original legit Fantasia movie. Now they've censored it where they've taken off the nipples or they've pulled some hair. They've taken out. Okay, so if you watch like I said, I'm not racist, so I'm going to say this. Honest to God, if you watch the original Fantasia, they have the little cherub babies, the little babies with the wings flying around and everything. They legitly have black cherubs in there, and they took them out. Because they didn't want to offend anybody. They took out the nipples because they didn't want to offend anybody. They took out a lot of stuff. Look it up. I'm not kidding. I had the original, and they altered it because they didn't want to offend anybody. But the original, when they first created it, ran for like I can't remember how long it ran before they changed it. But then all of a sudden,
the nipples thing, I don't know the black cherub thing.
Well, they got okay. So they had the black cherubs, And if you watch it, I think they still do have. They have the black version of the centaur, which is a lovely, or it's a lovely drawing of a young black girl, and she's got a zebra body instead of a horse body. Which to me, I understand that you want to point out differences, but honest to goodness, why not just give her a beautiful black horse body? Because honest to God, black horses are gorgeous. I love a beautiful black horse. Why make her? Because they made it look like she was African. You know, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to go to these. You have to remember, back in the 50s, 40s, 30s, it was more. It wasn't. It was more of an issue where slavery was concerned. You know.
Yeah.
And now they're changing everything. So if they can change all that for Disney, there's no reason why they can't change Dr. Seuss. Honest to God. They could have gone through, put a little different things on. Hell, when they go after Daffy Duck, or not Daffy, but Donald Duck and Winnie the Pooh and all these other ones that are only wearing a shirt, and they're Porky Pig, where they're not wearing pants and shit. Put some fucking pants on them. Put some pants on them. There you go. We fixed that problem because, oh my God, that's not like they're showing anything. They're not showing anything. But people are going to be offensive. Oh, but they're not wearing any pants. Oh my God, I'm offended. God, around my house, pants are fucking offensive. I don't want to wear pants. I don't understand these people. Why does particularly our country society have to alter everything because of this little tiny group of people over here that are so offended that everything is going wrong? We don't like it. They're doing this. We don't like that. We gotta change that right now. So we're letting one little tiny group of people over here dictate how all the rest of us have to see things. Honest to God, what's next?
Yeah.
Honest.
Walt Disney get a new CEO?
You know what? I really don't know. I have not been keeping track of Disney because I think. Yeah, I don't really pay enough attention to Disney to care. Legitly for me, I grew up thinking that Mickey Mouse was a 6-foot rat. I never really had. No, seriously, I never really liked Mickey Mouse. Well, okay, so here in my spectrum of what I don't like is, I am not a fan of Tom and Jerry. I'm not a fan of Mickey Mouse. I'm not a fan of what the hell was that one cartoon? I grew up with the original Looney Tunes. Okay, I grew up on that. I grew up on the original G.I. Joe cartoon. I grew up on the original Transformers, Thundercats, the original Smurfs. Anything that they do to these old ones that I grew up with. I love Thundercats, dude. Oh my God, Thundercats, ho, yeah, all the fucking time. Eye of Thundera, give me the sight. Fuck yeah.
I never watched the Thundercats.
Oh, dude, you ever get a chance to? I think it's on Hulu. Watch it. It's so good. I grew up on Voltron. Original OG Voltron, okay? I can remember the goddamn storyline like there's no tomorrow. I love that shit. Okay? Gundam. Okay, if you're actually using Gundam versus Voltron, my loyalty's law. If you're saying original OG Voltron, I'm going to tell you to go to hell with your Gundam. If you're talking Gundam versus the newest Voltron shit, I'm going to tell you Gundam all the goddamn way.
No.
Okay? I don't like the new Voltron. I don't like what they did to him. Just like I don't like what they did with Transformers after the 80s. I think it's bullshit. It's like it's.
I don't like what Disney did to the other movies.
Okay, so like I loved Endless Waltz, and out of all the Gundams, Endless Waltz is always going to be my top favorite. I absolutely loved it. It was one of my top fives. Then there was one that they did on Cartoon Network for like the longest time. It was a Shining Gundam. I can't remember the name of the guy, but it was like it ran on for a while. I loved watching it. It was before I had my son. So I can go back and remember all these great cartoons, and then I see the shit they're coming up with now, and I'm sitting there I sit back and I shake my head, and I'm like, how do you expect me to like that? How do you expect me to even get behind that? What have you done? When Michael Bay did the Transformers into the movies, okay, that for me ruined it. I just absolutely cried. I was like, no, Bumblebee is not this. He's a goddamn Volkswagen bug that talks.
Says that no way to God.
Always
on.
I hated what they did to Megatron. I thought that was stupid. Even what they did to Prime, just no.
First of all, who allowed Michael Bay with all people?
Yeah. Why Michael Bay? Really? Seriously?
Do you want the long version or the short version?
No, we want the short. Very short. Like, stupid short. Like, he paid the most money. Short.
Money.
Money! Somebody said Michael Bay could do a good movie. Let's him have it. No. Damn it, Michael Bay. Quit making movies. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so I grew up on the original I grew up on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the originals. I was not keen on the 90s version. I did not like the 2000 ones, but the movies I did not I watched the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies when they first came out, of them, running around as guys in masks, really, literally. And I thought at the time that was kind of cool. I love the newer movies. I know a lot of people didn't like the newer movies, but I honestly did like them. It gave them more depth than what they had originally came up with before. For me. And I know not everybody feels that way, and that's fine. That's why we're allowed to have difference of opinions. It was just, for me, I actually like the two movies. If I was to sit down tonight and decide on a movie, I would probably pick one of those two. I liked how they did them.
First two Transformers movies?
The Transformers movies? No, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Oh, okay. I guess those ones are okay.
Considering, yeah, they used a lot of CGI for it. Okay, fine. You're basically saying that you've got mutated turtles running around being ninjas. Okay, you're gonna have to use some CGI. The masks that the masked ones where they had them in the suits and the masks back in the 90s, those ones were good, but they were full of cheese. They were just really cheesy. And I've actually gone back and watched them again, and I'm just like, yeah, those are so cheesy. You know how you look back at 80s movies and you're just like, yeah, I can't believe I liked that back then. That's the way it is. And most movies nowadays are just full of CGI. That's all they want to use is CGI this and CGI that. I mean, look at the I don't know why I'm pulling this one up. Look at the oh god, what was the actual name of it? Star Wars, the one with Rey. One with Rey and Kylo, where Kylo dies. They CGI'd in Leia. Because Carrie had died. You know? That just, to me, was like too much. Don't, if a character's dead, or if a person's dead, don't CGI in their character. Seriously? It's for me, that doesn't make any sense to do that. You know, write them out. Write them out that they died. Give them a reason why they died. Don't CGI their person in there because you just want, like, them to be there. If that makes sense. It kind of bugs me because I don't like seeing deceased actors being CGI'd into a movie. Like they did with Paul Walker. You know? Make a reason. Who do we still got in here? Oh, we've got the silent 3. Bazooka, Paralysis Demon, and Sonic.
I mean, I was trying to
No one knows. There's no one knows. Because I keep checking, no one.
Crack. Bazooka! Bazooka, hurry up and go kill the black dragon. I need to laugh.
Okay.
Why do you have to be rushing her?
She's the one who suggested it. I was laying on the couch trying to relax, and she's like, hey, does this mean we can kill the white and black dragon now, huh? Like, god damn it. So I actually got up and went to go kill the kill the white dragon. She's the one that suggested going.
Should I use my Sonic game? No.
No, but you do have some magical abilities.
Yeah.
Use them. Have fun with them. I've been waiting ever since my post to see what she comes up with, and still nothing. That's the first thing I did when I got done working on on the video, is when he went to bed, I jumped on and I was like, I wonder if Bazooka's posted yet. No. I had a sad moment, Bazooka. You made me pout.
I am so sorry.
Sure. What in the hell?
Sort of.
Sort of. You're not really sorry. I wouldn't be sorry.
Maybe maybe not.
So, to go back on the Mickey Mouse thing. So, for my birthday, my better half bought me a pressure cooker. And this is really cool because I've never had a pressure cooker before. So, all 27 years of being a chef, I've always cooked it on a stove, on a grill, or with an oven. I have never used a pressure cooker. I've used a crock pot too. I have never used a pressure cooker. So now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at like how chicken, instead of taking like 40 minutes to cook, will now only take like 20 minutes. And I'm sitting there, my brain is going, that's not right. It's gonna be pink. It's not gonna be cooked all the way. No, because steam cooks faster and better. So here I am. I am looking at this thing, and the worst part about this thing is he bought it to torture me. It's got Mickey Mouse all over the goddamn thing. Little Mickey Mouse is all over it.
I can't play Kingdom Hearts.
It's got Mickey Mouse on it. Seriously.
I cannot play Kingdom Hearts in front of you. Not.
You know what? My son played Kingdom Hearts, and I actually liked the game. I thought it was a good game. I just don't like Mickey Mouse. I don't like Mickey.
Yeah, that's why. That's it. Yeah, because Mickey's in it.
I know.
Can't play that.
And like anything else Disney, I have to sit there and question things like Pluto and Goofy are both dog breeds, but why does Pluto bark and Goofy talks and walks upright like a man? That's what I'm not getting.
I don't know.
I can't figure that out. I can't figure that shit out, and I am 45, and I've been trying to figure that shit out ever since I was little, because it never made sense to me.
I don't know either. That's confusing.
And when you're watching a Goofy movie, and they're in the car before they ever get to the Powerline movie or get to the Powerline concert, you're sitting there and you're watching Max and Goofy go back and forth at each other, and it dawns on you that somebody actually was insane enough to fuck Goofy. Seriously. Somebody had sex with a dog to produce Max. Who looks just like his dad. Oh, and you don't even want to toss in Pete and PJ. You don't want to toss in what the hell's his name? The little dude, the little cheese loving dude, Max's friend. The one with the glasses who eats Cheese Whiz the way I eat candy. I can't remember his name. But yeah, someone had to do something awful. Someone had to do something incredibly awfully nasty to produce Max with Goofy. And then and then again, there's Pluto, who has no puppies. Disney makes no sense. And if you actually pay attention to every character in the Goofy movies, are they all dogs? What are they? Some of them look like different breeds of dog.
I know Pete's there. Yeah, Pete's there, but he's a cat.
So Pete and PJ are both cats. Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Your brain is constantly going, wait a minute, wait, what's going on here? What are these guys? You know? They all look like something out of some sort of nightmarish creation. She canceled Mickey.
Disney.
Cancel Disney? See there, Golden?
Disney.
Oh my god. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, so we covered the suicide and stupidity earlier.
Why isn't the bridge looking off by
Huh?
Chris's stream.
What?
Friends saying on the server, hey everyone, join on Chris's stream or some crap.
Oh, in the announcements? That's just an automatic thing. That's just an automatic me 6 thing it does. It does it in mine too, and Panda Resort. It just rapid spam. Yeah. Anytime like iStream or Visi streams or Bridge streams or Prince Vegeta streams or anybody else we've got listed down, it'll just automatically pop up. Hey everyone, so and so is now live. Twitch, go check it out. YouTube, go check it out.
Funny, it doesn't say that you are. It doesn't say that you're.
Where?
The Muffin King.
In the Muffin Kingdom? Sure. It says it in live streams.
Sure?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it.
Blind.
You are blind.
What the heck? Why does it say that in require factor as that?
I have no idea.
Say that. That's pathetic.
He's pathetic.
No one else bothers to come to our stream or your stream.
Well,
Specific.
my stream is just my stream. That's all. Ugh. Sneezy sneeze. Let's see if this will actually pop open. I've pretty much gone over the things I said I was going to talk about. We covered Karen. We covered the whole suicide thing, which, like I said earlier, just really. I covered several things that, like, some girl today. Jesus. If you actually scroll up in the Dragon server, you can actually see the absolutely stupid shit she's trying to justify or say for why a under 15-year-old kid is trying to tell me that she should die because she's a horrible person. And I'm like, how are you a horrible person? Explain to me this horrible thing that you are. And she's like, well, I'm sometimes I'm mean and I snap at people. Well, that's about everybody I've ever talked to. She's she's just something. I have no idea. It's just she's sitting there talking about how she should die and all this other stuff, and we're trying to get her to actually tell us why she feels like, and she can't even give us a solid answer. Just, I'm horrible, or my parents are going through divorce and fighting, so if I die, then they won't have to fight anymore. And it's like, you really are an idiot. Seriously. I literally blew up on her in there. So did Steph. What's that?
Yeah.
That's the question. It's your favorite question. Because there has to be some kind of reason why like that.
She couldn't even give a reasonable answer. And then she's like, well, I do help some people with their suicide, along with my friends who are suicidal. And I talk to them about not ending their own lives. And it's like, if you're trying to talk all these people out of not taking their own lives, why the hell are you talking about doing yours? And then she said the one thing that pissed all of us off. She said, you're an adult, so you wouldn't understand. Like, I was not a teenager.
She's young.
Like, I've never been a fucking teenager ever in my life. Oh, that was so long ago, I never went through troubles. And I literally, if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see where not only myself, but the bagel moth went off on her. I literally posted up several things that have happened. Not everything has happened, but several major things that have happened to me in my life and with my blood disease, and told her at the very end of all of it, so please go ahead and tell me what is so worth you taking your own life, and please feel free to tell me how I wouldn't understand. Because I hear these little goddamn kids talking this shit about, oh, my whole life is awful. And it's like, how? What do you fucking do outside of going to school? You know, I can understand. Okay, if they're being physically, sexually abused, yeah, that kind of humiliation and anger and frustration and whatever they're going through, I can understand where they want to get out of it. They sometimes you might actually feel like your life needs to end, but there are options out of there. There are ways out. If you open your mouth and tell the right people that this shit is happening to you, you can be saved from that. It doesn't mean take your goddamn life. These are little kids. These are compared to my age, these are babies taking their goddamn lives. They don't know what it's like to have to worry about bills and trying to find food for your family and making sure that everything is covered and making sure that everybody gets to where they need to get to. Everything revolves around them, and you're the only one doing everything to make sure of that. They don't have to worry about mortgages or rent payments or taxes. They don't have to worry about any of that shit. Hey, Don. But they don't have to worry about that shit, but they have to die. They have to end their lives. No.
Oh, hold on. What's going on?
Oh, just bunch of dumbass kids under 15 thinking they gotta die. Honest to God, I wish I could line up every person who's ever thought a suicidal thought. I wish I could line them all up and just smack them in the face.
It seems like.
Just lock them in a room. Just lock them in a room and let them all stay there. I just get so. Probably not. They'll probably just kill each other. But it's less bitching that I gotta listen to. Okay, so they come on here, and they think that they can whine and cry to us in a server their personal problems about how they feel like they're gonna die. Like any of us can just snap our fucking fingers and fix their goddamn problems. And it's like, really? You're suicidal and 3,000 miles away from me. What do you fucking want me to do? Magically teleport my happy ass there and snap my fingers and fix your fucking problems? Yeah, I'll just do that right now. Give me about 30 seconds to get my snap on.
If only that was possible.
it's the it's okay. So it's like some servers have a vent room. Okay, some servers have a vent room, and that's fine. Sometimes you need to vent, but when you're using it and telling off personal shit that you feel like you gotta die, you shouldn't be on fucking line. You should be getting goddamn serious professional help from people who actually are trained to handle you. Not a bunch of strangers on a goddamn server who can't do dick for you. But I don't know who to turn to. I don't have anybody to turn to. There's suicide hotlines. Fucking get off of here and do you're on the internet, so you might as well Google the fucking number and go call the bitches. That's their job, not ours. We're not here for your fucking suicidal, depressive, crybaby, pity me fucking party. Sorry, not sorry. And like I said,
God, this is serious.
what? Are you reading it? You're reading it, aren't you?
I'm still reading it.
Can't find it.
This is her dragging this. I'm still watching it. That's real good. No.
Yeah, she just and yeah, telling me that I'm an adult, I wouldn't understand, is like going ahead and ringing the dinner bell to a bunch of fucking starving people. You just don't go there.
Okay, that's all.
That's so funny.
And like I said,
Okay, that's all.
That means if you're an adult, that means you've been through a farm. That means you've been through a lot of shit.
oh yeah,
You know what it's like.
Will my fabulous hair give you assurance?
oh, your fabulous hair always gives me assurance. No, Dom. So Dom, I actually did respond and proceeded to tell her, honest to God, she's give me advice. Advice from a fucking 15 child. It's like, really? You're talking about trying to end your life and you're trying to tell me that I need to go talk to people, I need to get it out, I need to express it more to other people? That's my personal shit, little girl. Why would I bring that unnecessary drama to a bunch of people that I don't barely know outside of us just talking in VC? I wouldn't. Yes, I see your fabulous hair. Just fabulous hair all over the place. But yeah, it's like I can't stand these kids. And I see a lot of them. They're all over the goddamn place. Oh, I'm gonna commit suicide. I just want to die. My life is so hard. How is your life hard? I don't like homework. I don't like school. It's so hard. Get a fucking job, little kid. Get a job and find a fucking manager that really hates you.
On a daily basis of what it says. I get tired of school, but hey, I have to go through it, so shut the fuck.
Hey, kid. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced any form of abuse, whether it be mental, emotional?
Yeah, really.
My question to that kid: have they ever experienced anything that is so traumatic that gives them PTSD? Guess what? I've been through emotional relationship. I have severe trauma. I have PTSD. There's potential I have ability to get it checked out because one thing I'm against is self-diagnosis, but I do think there's a good chance that I have it. They have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Huh.
Literally, an artist that I used to fucking know, given that even seeing his name or seeing any of his art actually makes me go back to make that attack and makes me want to cry every time I see it because of how much shit that he's done. These kids Playing about at school, dude. Playing about school. I've had some fucking teachers out there. Not all of them, but I've had a few who were sweet. Not to mention, you think school's real hard? Think about to deal with fucking online class. Think about how the amount of we have to build up because we're not stepping on campus. Think about the mental breakdowns that. Shut the fuck. Little brat. Go back, suck. Yeah.
But a lot of people have especially us older ones. We've gone through our trials and tribulations and shit. It's like, all I want to do is I just want to kick them to the moon. Really, if I had the power in my foot to kick little assholes to the moon, I would be punting little kids all over the goddamn place. Every one of them I could find, just pow.
I'd just be wanting to give them, let everything I say sink into their heads until they realize how much we've actually been through, much more than any of these fucking brats on the internet who thinks their lives are so hard. That thing. When in reality, they may have not even experienced any form of abuse that they dated, person that they considered a friend, or even a fucking family member.
Right.
It's abuse through family members, but I have experienced abuse for people, mental or emotional. I've actually experienced both of those. I have harmed myself before, but I'm not going to get into that.
I've been there. I've hit that stage before. My son even did it. My son, he actually did it worse, to the point where I actually thought, he did one cut that was really bad, and I had to actually sit there and hold pressure on it, and we had to go to the hospital over it. It was like, why? Why are you doing this to yourself? And he's like, I'm just so depressed, Mom.
Okay, I've never cut myself, but I've tried to bash my head up bad. I've tried to do that.
Ugh. I couldn't even imagine trying that.
It only left with a severe headache.
My parents told me that when I was little, when I was in school, I always went, I tried, I don't know whatsoever. The time was too much for me, forever anymore.
I think a lot of these kids, honest to God, a lot of these kids should have had a sister like me. Because, like I said earlier tonight, I beat the shit out of my brothers. And I did it not to bully them, but to make them be tougher people than these little asshole children you see running around here nowadays. My own kids don't even take shit from when they were in school. They didn't take shit from anybody. These kids are so spoiled. They're so pampered. They're so just... Ugh. I can't even put it in the correct words what half these damn kids are. Snowflakes. To where it doesn't matter what you say to them. They know so much more than us. Oh, God. Oh, they're so much more smarter than us. And they know what real suffering is. You guys don't know. You didn't go through that. It's like, yeah, we've never been teenagers before. Not ever. We didn't grow up. We just came out like this as adults.
The existence.
My daughter tried that on me once. She tried that on me until I sat her down and was like, look, would you like to know what it was like for me in high school? Let me explain to you. I said, how many fights do you get into? She goes, none. I said, exactly. I said, you want to know how many fights I was in? Sometimes two fucking times a day. I said, because the fucking new girl, or the popular girls, would always fucking corner me because I was small, I was a redhead, and I wore a lot of black. And I had 3 goddamn friends. I said, you know what? I fought. And I don't mean I just to defend myself. I learned to fight because they would come in as a group. And I figured out that if you take out the ringleader, the rest of them will scatter. But if you go after the wrong one, then they'll all jump your ass. And I've taken my ass whippings. I have. I've lost fights. I've come home all black and blue and bloody and messed up. Yeah, I've taken my licks. But you know what? I've also learned to fight another day. And when I could get my sense of revenge on them, oh yeah, don't think I never took it. My daughter has been in very few fights. But I made sure she knew how to fight in case she needed to. Nobody taught me that. I learned that from beating the shit out of my brothers. Well, I shouldn't say that. Okay, so the middle brother and I are 3 years apart. The baby brother and I are 9 years apart. Yeah. No, I didn't abuse. I never abused my brothers. I just felt that I was a much better teacher than they will ever get in life because I'm their sister. The job of your siblings is to help you become a better person, even if it means that they treat you like shit sometimes. And I was not nice to my middle brother. I really wasn't. The baby brother I was even less nice to. And I think that's why he turned out to be such a little asshole for so long. Because I didn't beat his ass the way I beat the middle kid's ass. And even the middle kid has sat down with me over a beer and said, man, you should have kicked the shit out of him when you had the chance, because I think that's the reason why he's like this. There's a fine line of actually teaching somebody how to be tougher so they can handle more things versus... In my baby brother's case, I was 9 years older than him. So by the time he was actually old enough for me to start teaching him like I did the other one, I was already becoming a teenager when he was just like 3 years old. 4 years old was about the time I started teaching the middle kid. I couldn't do to him what I did to the middle kid, so I left it on the middle kid to do that to the little one, and he took pity on him. I told him, don't do that. I did teach my little baby brother some interesting things, and I did torment him when I had the chance, but I didn't beat on him the way I did the other kid. If I had done that, my baby brother probably would have turned out a lot better. But he turned out to be a real flaming asshole. I mean, like, using girls for sex, partying all the time, not responsible, blowing his full paychecks instead of helping our mom with any kind of bills because he was under her roof. Never cleaned up after himself. I can give you horror stories on that little jerk. It took a military chick. Well, it took a military chick to kick his ass for him to straighten up. And now he's got her and their 3 kids, which one of them isn't his, but he still loves the child just like it's his own daughter. He straightened up, but before he got with her, it's weird how people will do a complete 180 after they've gotten their ass handed to them, especially by somebody who is like 2 inches taller than me, out of the military, and won't take your shit. That's the whole thing, like, before when I was saying there's a fine line between, like, bullying and teaching somebody to be tougher than what they are. Honest to God, these goddamn kids need an ass whipping. And I don't mean, like, mommy just turns them over the knee and spanks them a few times, swats them on the ass with her hand a few times. I mean, these kids need a serious, good old-fashioned ass kicking. Seriously. Because I honestly feel that if they go through that, and have to learn to fight and have to learn to be tough in order to be able to take what gets thrown at them, I think they would be better people. My middle brother, I'll tell you what, we kicked the shit out of each other so goddamn bad that my mother thought we were going to be enemies for life. And my middle brother and I have each other's backs. We're thick as thieves. And he even tells guys bigger than him. And he's 5'8", or no, he's 5'10", and he outweighs me by like 100 and some pounds. And he's a truck driver. And he actually tells guys bigger than him, don't mess with her, she will fuck you up. You know, and he's right. To a point, he's right. But at the same time, I've actually gotten away from my violent tendencies because I can't take a hit now. If I get a body punch or something, I start bleeding, and it causes bleeding internally, I'm dead. My blood disease will not allow me to take that. So I can't be that way. So I learned to I actually fight with my words now. What's that?
Blood disease?
A blood disease. I have a blood autoimmune. Yeah. I'm terminal, dude.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, well, that's the hand I was dealt with. But I don't use that as a pity me thing or gain. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I wake up in the morning, I take a breath, and I go, ha, it's a good day. Might hurt like hell, but it's a good fucking day. That's life.
Mind to always wake up with enthusiasm.
You know what, dude? I suffer through so much medical shit. It's ridiculous. But I'm always happy and grateful. No matter how much fucking pain I'm in the morning, I can wake up crying because I'm hurting so goddamn bad. But I take that breath and I'm automatically thankful because I'm alive. I've got another day. I've got another day of being able to enjoy time with, like, you guys on here, time with my better half, time to just do things, enjoy life. I can't, because of the whole COVID thing, I can't really get out as much as I used to, but you know what? I still try. I still try to go out and do things, but I make sure I pay attention to what I'm doing and where, you know, who I'm around. But I don't stop my life. I still live. I still go out for walks. I still, you know, enjoy going to the events because those are outdoors and I'm away from people to do the photography and everything. I don't have to worry about people coming up to me because everybody knows, hey, she's sick. We can't go hug her or anything. Like before, they still respect that. And I can still go and have fun. I can still go and relax, enjoy my life. And that's what matters to me. Honest to God, with all my health issues, I swear to God, dude, I can sit here literally and have every excuse in the world to bemoan my disabilities. And the fact that I could go to sleep at any point. He vanished. I can go to sleep at any point and not wake up tomorrow morning. That's how bad my blood disease is. I could go to sleep tonight and my better half would find me in a pool of blood the next morning. That's how fast it can hit me. So I live every day and appreciate every day that I have. I've been on fatal levels. My better half has seen me in the hospital bed fighting for my life. It's not a pretty sight. And I'll tell you what, when the first time he got to see me laying in that hospital bed with my blood levels at fatal limits, all I could do was sit there and crack jokes at him. And he's like, are you not taking this seriously? And I'm like, honey, I'm taking this extremely seriously, but this is my defense mechanism. I'm cracking jokes. I'm literally doing the Madonna do a Vogue thing with, like, this is the face of death. Ha, and big old smiley face. And he's just like...
I gotta go. This is Brooklyn.
You gotta go?
I gotta go. This is practically my bedtime right now.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for joining. Peace be with you. Jesus is leaving the building.
Smile and laugh at the face of death.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I played cards with that asshole. I played cards with the Grim Reaper. Seriously. I can't even tell you how many times I have been in those hospitals over and over again with my limits at fatal because it just hits so fast. And sometimes I don't get any warning. Sometimes I have plenty of warning because I'm bleeding all over the place. But sometimes I don't get any warning. And it's just a change in how I feel. And it's like, one of these times I'm going to feel super great and not think about it. And that's going to be the end of me. But until then, I'm going to keep enjoying myself. I'm going to keep doing things. Because fuck disabilities.
Yeah.
The only real bad disability in this life is a bad attitude. And I do not have a bad attitude. No. I refuse to go out like that. I want to be remembered as someone that people enjoyed talking to. That enjoyed life. 10,000 followers can't be wrong. They follow me for different reasons than like this stuff, but it's nice. It's nice to know I got a little fan base. Just a little fan base. Hey, when my better half and I started, it was like maybe 4 people. And we have grown over 8 years. So, but that's one thing too, that even when I was at my sickest point, I still tried to work on that. I still tried to do stuff. When COVID struck, and then I've been trapped, I literally have been on self-quarantine because of my doctors since March 16th of last year. That's a whole damn year. I was never idle. I was digging up. I was on Google going, what can I learn today? Ooh, I didn't know that. You know, I'm sitting there learning everything I can about COVID. I'm sitting there learning about different things about. I was learning new recipes. I was learning new ideas for things I could do around the house. I mean, I was like literally looking up everything. I even started going back over things I remembered from school and started like rereading up on that, because when you're in school, it's one thing, you seem like you're interested in it and you have to learn it. And then when you're out of school, you just tend to forget it because you don't feel like it's an important part of your life. But then when you go back over it, when you're older, your brain just suddenly goes, yeah, I remember that. But now I understand it more. And that's what I did. And it was like, it was cool because my brain actually kicked back up into gear and I started remembering more things that I tried to forget from school. And I'll still hate math. But, you know, it was just really cool to go back over those things and go looking for things that I remember and my teenage years were not a good span of time. I really did go through some pretty serious shit that no teenager should ever go through. One of them even being rape. And I never wanted to remember my teenage years. By 17, I was a hardcore alcoholic. And after my 17th birthday, I found out I was pregnant. So I had just been to a party the previous week, sucking down a shit ton of alcohol. I thought I'd damaged my baby. So, yeah. I did not want to remember my teenage years. But I look back on it and think, my son actually saved me from myself. Because being an alcoholic at 16, 17 years old and getting up in the morning and the first thing you need is a goddamn drink and you can't go the whole day without one, that's a bad situation. And I was spiraling downward, and my son saved me. So I learned a lesson from it.
Right.
You know? And that my depression hit again after he was born, because I did not have a vehicle. I was living alone with him in an apartment, and I had to walk literally 3 miles to my job, work an 8-hour shift where you only got a half an hour to sit down. You had to pay for your own lunch, and if I didn't have any money that day because I bought diapers instead, I didn't eat. And then I walked back home for my shift, and then had to take care of my son until he went to bed. And even then get up in the middle of the night when he woke up to feed. And I ended up leaving my job because I couldn't balance that and still walk all those miles and still be a functioning parent. So I had to be on state help. I felt like I was failing my child by being on it. My friends, when he was 1.5 years, actually put me on a suicide watch. They would literally come over, and one would sit with me for like several hours until the next one showed up, and they would switch off. Nobody left me alone for almost 4 months straight, because they were so afraid that if I was left alone, I was going to do something to myself. And I did hurt myself a few times when I thought they weren't watching. My friends have tackled my ass to the ground. You know?
Oh.
But I've learned all of that, all the shit that I've ever gone through in my life, I look back at and think that if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be who I am now. It was all shit that I dealt with to become a better person. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't look back at the things that they've suffered and they've gone through. And I honestly feel grateful for, I'll say, about 5/8 of the crap I've gone through, because it's made me stronger and better. The rest of that shit, I wish I'd never been through, because no one should ever have to go through that. And I'm living proof that you can rise above even the worst of situations to make yourself better, if you really want it. And these kids nowadays,
You can, yeah.
These kids nowadays have no concept of that shit. You heard it earlier. I just want to die. It's so terrible to live. I'm so horrible. She's like, I broke somebody's wrist. Okay. My brother was 1.5 old, maybe 2, and I kicked the chair out from underneath him and cracked his skull open. What do you want me to do? Give you a cookie? I mean, come on. When we're younger, we don't always...
When we're younger, we don't...
We're bullies when we're younger.
Yeah.
We're mean. Hi, Kitty.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. The Grim Reaper's... The Grim
It's
Reaper...
Like we know better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we know better, but we just do it anyway. That's mine, dude. You don't get that. No, kitty, that's a bad kitty.
So, even when you're like 18 years old, your brain is still developing. Scientifically, you're a functioning adult until you're like, what, 25?
Yeah. I honestly, I tell people, you never stop learning. It doesn't matter how old you get. I'm sure you guys have heard the expression, you can't teach an old dog a new trick. That's bullshit. You can.
You can.
They're set in their ways. They're set in their ways, but you can, with time and patience and love, teach them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most important three things that none of these goddamn kids and half their parents have anymore. They have no patience, they have no time, they have no love. They'd rather kick the old dog out because they don't want to deal with it anymore than teach it something better. Oh my goodness.
It's been time for old dogs and more new tricks. It's been proven.
My dog is my dog is 16. Guess what? She learned a new trick.
To those that would rather kick the old dog out, they're the ones with the new tricks. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
The new tricks. And then, you want to know what that new trick is? Being wanting to help someone with that new trick. Learning.
Mm-hmm.
Helping. Really just those two things. Learning and helping that old dog trick they never learned.
That's a lot of things they don't want to do either. Helping others. Oh, but I'm helping people by not letting them. I'm talking them out of committing suicide. Okay, so good job for you. Guess what? Well, what they don't understand is if that person really wants to commit suicide and they're talking to them online, there's nothing they're going to say that's going to make that person listen. That person can easily say, okay, I won't do it, just to shut them up.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing you can do for anyone you even feel, and you'll feel it by looking at them, seeing them, just it radiates off them, that feeling of such hopelessness and depression and worthlessness. Just all of that radiates off them so hard. You can feel it when someone is that deep into it, that you can't help. A stranger or family or friend, you get near them and you feel that, you're just going to know instinctively, this person is about to do it. You can feel it. It's in the air. It's thick. It's like being drowned. It's I know what it was like for me. My friends were like, when they were telling me what I was like, because I don't even remember how I was like, but they were telling me it was like, every time they came through the door, it was like this huge wave of frustration and sadness and hopelessness that just it felt like it was blowing them back out the door, because it was just radiating off of me. The sense that I didn't want to be here anymore. And it was like, wow, I never even really considered it. I basically was like on autopilot. I got up, I took care of my son. I wasn't eating, so it really didn't matter to me if I ate, as long as he did. I just went through the motions. And they were like, you could just, because I look back at it and I'm just like, was I really like that? Scars on me. I know where I've cut myself. I know what damage I did. And I look at them sometimes and wonder whatever possessed me to do it. I don't like cutting myself. I don't like my own blood. I don't like when I have to go get shots and shit. I still can't cut myself so blood pops up. You know, what stupid thought was I thinking at this time? Because it was a blur if I try to look back at it. I remember little tiny pieces. I can't even tell you. One of the times while I was there, was my birthday. I can't tell you how that. I can't tell you if there was a. I can't tell you if we. I can't tell you nothing. I don't remember. It's all just one. To be like that. I don't want people. That's all right.
I'm just like letting everything just sink in.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to. It is, you know, and I hope that if people hear this, they take some consolence or take some solace in the knowledge that other people have gone through this, and it can get better. It just seems like if you're at that stage right now, it just seems like it's so worthless and so hopeless and it'll never get better. It does get better. It really does. But you have to try to pull yourself out, because you can go to a therapist. You can go to a doctor and get put on meds. You can have your friends around you, watching you, helping you, trying to cheer you up. But ultimately, at the very end of the day, the only person who can pull you out of this is you. And I had to learn that the hardest way. When, like I said, I don't remember anything from that span of time. And one morning, I just woke up, and my son had gotten out of his crib and crawled into bed with me, and I woke up and I seen his little face next to me, and something in my head said, you need to stop, because if you take yourself away, you're going to permanently ruin him. It didn't become about me anymore. It suddenly became, if I do something to me to end my suffering, I'm going to destroy so many lives that look to me, and most importantly, his. And I started working on myself. I started trying to do things that I used to love doing. I'm a hell of an artist. I used to draw. I used to freehand X-Men and comic book characters like there was no tomorrow. My dragons were on point. I could draw running horses. I had a beautiful gift that I squandered away with pushing it to the side to be a parent and fall into my depression. And I'm trying to get back into it. I have done some pretty nice pieces since I've started going back to it. But that's something now where it's more now I have to find inspiration versus that I lost interest. You know, if I find a good piece of inspiration, shit, I'll spend the entire day drawing. You guys won't see me at all. You won't hear nothing from me. I'll just be draw. Until I get it. You know? But it's like I said, you have to find your own reasons of what made you happy before. You know? What made you feel good? And that even means the simplest shit. I'll tell you what. If I go to a birthday party and there's a bounce house there, guess whose shoes are coming off? Mine. I'm going straight into that bounce house. I'm 45. My ass does not go over my fucking head no more in flips. And guess what? I will still make that fucking attempt. Why? Because I remember how much fun I used to have when I was a little kid in bounce houses. Why the hell do I gotta give it up now? Because my body says, you're too old to do this shit. To hell with that. I'm getting in there. Why? Because it makes me feel good to bounce around. I'm exhausted afterwards and hurting like hell, even worse. But you know what? I had fun. To me, that's worth it. That, and it's hilarious to watch myself. I'm glad nobody's recorded me yet. In my head, I can see myself trying to do these flips and ended up on my backside or falling flat on my face. I'll still do it. I'll still try. you know, I sit there and I think I never really let my inner child grow up. Probably why I can still get away with like half the shit I do. But I don't, if I start feeling depressed, like this whole COVID shit made me depressed for a while. I still, like I said, I would get on Google and I would just try to learn something new. I'd go find new music that I'd never heard before. I'd go look up, like, all kinds of shit that I never thought I would look up. There was that fun night in VC where I taught Luna the birds and the bees.
Yeah, because she was talking about sex.
Yeah, she said, oh, I finished sex ed. And I went, do they teach you this? And she goes, no. I want to learn about this. Okay, let's go look up that. Yeah, we did. She said, I want to learn about venereal diseases.
I feel like if I was in there, I would have just said, alright, so someone's going to shove your dick and such. I would have been...
Yeah, we...
Once you get to that age, you're going to have usually one big happy family.
Into my penis.
I'll tell you what, there, Dom. It was hilarious. It was hilarious because I said, okay, what did sex ed teach you? And she goes, well, they taught me basically this and this and this. And I said, so they didn't teach you any of this stuff? She goes, no, they didn't teach me a lot of stuff. And I said, what do you want to learn? She goes, I want to learn about venereal diseases. And I went, okie dokie. So we went on a hunt. I pulled up the screen share and everything, and oh yeah, that was so much fun. There was pictures and everything. I think Sonic was there. I think Bazooka was there. Luna was there. I thought maybe Steph was with us at first. Yeah, we had a little group going. Oh yeah, we had a squad. It was fun. I let them pick the diseases. We went through She wanted to see what AIDS looked like. She got to see chlamydia. She got to see what it looked like. She got to see the penis finally, because they just talked about it. They didn't show anything. So we looked up the penis, and I showed her what happens when a man breaks his dick. Sonic even cringed on that one. Yeah, that was pretty horrible. Men can actually break the penis.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah. And then we started talking about the women's reproductive organs and babies, and that's where we stopped off. So, yeah, it was a fun night. I think we spent like at least... What's up, kitty? I think most of the time was spent listening to Sonic cringe. But yeah. Do I feel like I regret anything in my life? Yeah, there's things I regret. If I had access to an actual working time machine, oh hell yeah, I'd go back and fix some shit. I know it would alter now, but you know what? I'd fix very few things. Very few. One of them would be to go back and tell my younger self to find my soulmate faster, so that my kids were actually my soulmates, and not the pair of drunken trolls that my children ended up being spawned from. Let's see, what else would I change? I wouldn't change you weirdos. I like you guys. I don't regret meeting you guys. Now some of them other weirdos and other servers, yeah, I kind of regret them people.
Oh. Well.
Thank goodness there's no time machines. But I think for me, I think this is about it. I'm tapped out. I'm gonna go and
Honestly, yeah, I'm tapped. Yeah.
well, I've had a whole week of just plain out misery with my health. That most of it has been spent laying on my couch because that's the only place I can be other than my bed. And tonight was actually a good enough night for me to actually sit at my desk. And now I'm starting to regret this decision. But it was worth it. So if you guys don't see me tomorrow, I will probably be back on my couch. But, like I said, it was worth it. And also worth it to see Bazooka finally end that Black Dragon's life. Thank you, Bazooka.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Have a good night, though.
Yep, I'm canceling out now. That was a good stream. What are you doing, you weirdo? Oh, the Grim Reaper is like trying to dig his head into my box of pop. Oh well. What? Quack? No, pop. Do you know why it's called pop? Do you know why it's called pop? Have you ever left a can of pop in your vehicle in the cold?
No.
Do it.
Because it pops after a while.
Oh yeah, it pops all right. It pops all over the goddamn place, and that shit does not come out. I don't care how much you scrub. It's called pop, dude. It's technically called... Okay, so here's where you get to learn a little something. It's technically called soda pop, but some people would just call it soda. All of us up here call it pop, only because we know what happens when it gets too goddamn cold. It suddenly just goes pop and sprays that shit everywhere, and like I said, it does not come out. It leaves everything sticky and nasty and ugh. Aww.